morning, traders. Welcome to Beyond Profile. Today is Friday, April 8th. Truly payday, especially if you were the ones holding the longs from the 22, 24 area yesterday on the S&P. We are up at 35s, right where we said we would be in the morning here. And again, as you're a trader intraday, makes things just a little bit rough because you're seeing a gap open. And but you know what? We're still inside of the 4-day, 5-day balance here. But I think today's the day we're going to rip through these areas. Let's talk real quickly about the euro. Euro's continuation broke out of a balance area. Some really good examples of balance leading to imbalanced states here. This one continuing to move higher in the euro market. Dollar is just totally getting crushed here. The only thing up this morning, I should say down, is the bonds and the dollar. Those are the only two things that I can find on my screen. I mean, oil's up, gold's up, silver's up, everything's up this morning. Let's go to the ES here. We'll talk about those 22s, why that was important. Remember that euro chart I just showed you a few minutes ago. We saw how we had the breakout wide range candle extension. See, that's what we have here in the equity markets right now. We have a balance area that's been going on for actually, when you do a little mini composite of these, it's been going on for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. In 2750s, the point of control here is huge for this market. And I was telling the folks in the room last night as we were trading this market back up that if we closed above 27, you can bet your booties we were going to see those 35s. Because what they did, we were talking about buying 22s all week in the market, 22s. We came down there and we tagged those 22s yesterday on the Japan earthquake scare. And then the market just large orders bought down there at 22s. And, you know, this morning, if you were a buyer down 22, 24s and you're playing it on the swing side, you know, you're looking very happy because we're going to break out here. We're going to head to, we got to fill this gap fill, number one, because this is still open here technically, 38s. All right, and then after that, you know, 40s are in play, and looking probably 1350s, 60s pullback. See if we get a pullback to the breakout area. Because remember, this whole area is just like on the euro and a lot of these other markets. I'll show you one here in a moment. What happens when the larger these profiles are, the more mature they are, the more acceptance of value we have. Actually, we could probably take this even a little bit further. I would take it back to here and look at really since the beginning of the year. What have we been doing since January? We've been auctioning in a range. Unfair lows, unfair highs, unfair lows, unfair highs. Isn't that balanced trade? Okay. So with balance, we know that leads to an imbalanced state. Now, if you remember, here, let me go grab the gold chart. I'll show you what that looks like and what happens when we lead to an imbalanced state. Now, again, this we teach in our Intro to Value-Based Trading class. Which, speaking of that, we've got some new dates scheduled for that. A lot of people have been asking, and we're going to do that in a couple weeks here on Saturday. But this is the basis of how to read the markets. You know, when we go to balanced state, you know how to trade balanced state. When we're in imbalanced state, which is vertical development, either up or down, you know not to, obviously when we're going higher, to try to do something like shorting, all right? Unless you're going to try, you'd rather catch the pullbacks. Let me go to the gold chart. I'll show you what happens when we have such a large mature profile, such as we do on the S&P right now. What'll happen? Look at this gold chart, and you can see the explosive move, because remember, balance leads to imbalanced state. This gold chart here had this. Well, actually, we've got a couple different things going on here. We had this balance area here. You can see this one, but this one actually has an ascending wedge formation, right? Higher lows, equal highs, and this thing just blew out. You knew that it was like taking a Coke bottle and shaking it, that it's going to, you know, take the cap off, it's going to explode. This is what we're going to see on the S&P here out of this balance area, okay? And actually, if you looked at the gold, it actually had a larger one. We could take it, and this was a little bit higher high, but you can see the other balance area that we had from over here, which led to an imbalanced state, right? Broke higher, came back. But this one here on this ascending wedge breaking out, I mean, it's an explosive move, and that's what we're going to see on the S&P, because the S&P is doing the same situation here where it's building pressure. So get ready on the markets today to buy a pullback if you can catch it pre-market. That would be very lovely here. Maybe against, remember, 2950s yesterday was the IB low. I don't think we come back down that far. I think if we see 32s, we're going to be lucky this morning. Same with the Nasdaq. I think the lows, obviously if the Globex session are in, unless we get an earthquake scare or something like that, obviously we can see what happened. But what happens is the institutions take full advantage of that, and they load the boat. And we have 16 hours to government shutdown, which means that the markets are going to be closed when they finally make a decision. And I think the thing is that the markets are anticipating, obviously, that that's going to be resolved. If it's not, and you see over the weekend that this is not resolved, you could see a huge gap down come Sunday night when the markets reopen. All right, because the markets will punish they will punish by moving the markets a lot lower if there's not some sort of resolution. But that would almost be like probably the smallest percentage out there that would think that it wouldn't get resolved. All right. Okay, guys, ladies, gentlemen, don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and on these YouTube videos. Make sure you subscribe to them. And then also make sure you visit our homepage for the current class schedules coming up for the rest of the month of April, and also another boot camp live in May. We're getting that scheduled right now. So we had the first one down in Miami was sold out, so we're getting another one put together. This one will probably be in Austin, Texas. So if you'd like to participate and take your trading to the next level, make sure that you check out the calendar. Send me an email if you have any questions, Rick at Beyond Profile. I'll be more than happy to answer those for you. Have a great trading day, folks, and a great weekend.